What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the North Shore 9 post-game show powered by Primanti Brothers. I'm Jim. With me tonight is Ryan. Ryan, the Pittsburgh Pirates fall below 6-0 earlier in this game, but just an absolutely incredible comeback win. Maybe the best game that we've gotten to see all season long today. But they come storming back. They win 9-6. We're giving away sandwiches. Get your hashtag Raisits in there. Ryan, how you doing this evening?
Jim, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And it's not even the fact that the Pirates came back. They scored nine unanswered. They won the game. I'm just so happy that we have a different type of script game to talk about. I'm so happy I could cry. This is great.
Like it was, yeah. I mean, it's the sixth inning. It's 6-0, and I'm just like, man, I gotta come on here and talk about how this offense can't get anything going again, and you know, we gotta talk for 30 minutes about the same old. But man, I mean, Henry Davis flips the script a little bit. He comes into the game. Joey Bart exits early. Looked like it was concussion-like symptoms for Bart, but we'll get some word later on there, I'm assuming. But I mean, what a comeback spearheaded by Davis, IKF, and then Reynolds kind of just caps it off there in the 8th inning. But just an outstanding game. If you stayed up to watch this one, it's 12:38 at night on the East Coast. If you stayed up to watch this one, then you know you were treated with some excitement.
You're right, because it was the same that we lost Jim. It was the same old 6-0. The offense is doing next to nothing. It looked brutal, and then like you said, everything changed. Huge, 7-run inning, and they flipped the script. And this was one of those games where the beat writers have their story written in the 5th, 6th inning, and then it's delete. We got a whole different story to talk about. So, yeah, it was refreshing to see once in a while. And I got my Guinness, so let's go.
There we go. And Amanda's back with a raise it after emergency surgery. So I'm glad you're back with us, Amanda.
Good to see you, Amanda.
Yeah, get your hashtag Raisits in there. We'll get to the game. Before we do, let me tell you guys about Bet Online. It's the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. Baseball season is in full swing, and we're into the NBA and NHL playoffs. Bet Online has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting while the games are being played. With the largest selection of odds on everything from MLB, NBA, NHL, and UFC, BetOnline remains the best online source for all your sports wagering info. In between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. BetOnline, the game starts here. Let's actually, I mean, let's kind of roll through this game a little bit. Again, the Arizona got on board like first at bat. Pirates went down quietly in the 1st inning. They got a couple base runners on, but Corbin Burns was the pitcher for the Diamondbacks. He gets out of that 1st inning. But Corbin Carroll, who is just having an outstanding season, he touches up Mike Burrows in the 1st at bat of the game, hits a homer, gives the Diamondbacks a 1-0 lead. It was kind of similar last outing for Burrows. Burrows, he didn't look great right off the bat. This game, similar, where he gives up the homer. He then loaded the bases after that Carroll homer, but was able to get out of it with just that 1-0 deficit. I did think that was huge. I mean, there was a chance there that this game could have gotten really out of hand in the 1st inning, because you were looking at a 1-0 score, bases loaded, 1 out. And Burrows got a really big fielder's choice on a great play that Joey Bart made at the plate. and then got Gabriel Moreno to strike out. But I thought that was a big moment, even though it was early on. The fact that Burrows was able to limit that to just one run in the first inning. I mean, it ended up being a pretty big moment when all things
Yeah,
said and
'cause
done.
Carroll hits that leadoff home run, and you're like, "Oh, uh-oh." The Diamondbacks are gonna be swinging tonight against Burrows, and he labored through the first inning, like you said. I think he was just under about 30 pitches, but he limited the damage, and he came back out second and third inning. I think he was fine. He was sort of, looked like he was getting settled in, and then just came out in the fourth. There was a triple hit off of him, and then he just kind of funneled from there. He only allowed 2 runs, but then, Joey Wentz comes in and kind of just throws some gas on the fire, and next thing you know, it's 6-0, and it's like, we've seen the Pirates before. This game's over. But yeah, I think overall, I don't think it was a great start, obviously, for Burrows, not even getting through 4. But like you said, he limited the damage in the first inning. And I just, it's something that because it wasn't even like his control was off today. Like I think he threw 50 strikes out of the 78 pitches that he threw. So he was locating okay. It just seemed like he just couldn't really, like, there was no out pitch. Like he wasn't, generating too many whiffs off anything besides the changeup. And the Diamondbacks are a good lineup, and they just were, putting balls in play, and he got pulled early. So it's something that he's going to need to get figured out if he's going to stick in the majors. And it's something he's going to have to find to be able to get out some of those tough spots that he gets in.
Yeah, you bring up the control, and I think he settled in a little bit after that first inning, because that first inning, especially his changeup, he seemed to just be way off with it. He like I said, he settled in with it later as the game went on. He threw a lot of changeups. It was his most used
It was
pitch
his most,
today.
yeah.
31% changeups, and he generated 4 swings and misses on that pitch. But he was throwing it against righties. He was throwing it against lefties. So it was, yeah, he clearly felt really comfortable with that pitch, despite, early on, it looked like he was just missing his spots with that pitch or early there in that first inning. But again, he settled in. I thought the curveball looked particularly good. He was locating it on the, at the bottom of the zone. He was just getting a lot of called strikes on it where hitters were sort of just letting it go for a strike. He was able to pick up some there. But yeah, I mean, overall, I thought, like I said, the changeup was pretty outstanding when you kind of look at the numbers of it with the swings and misses plus the exit velos. When it did get hit, it was not hard contact. Average exit velo on that changeup today was 76. Lisa, thanks for the $1.99 super chat. Come back in her home state. Yeah, I mean, pretty. Again, not the best start for Burrows, but fast forwarding to that fourth inning, a lot went wrong there for the Pirates, and I kind of want to start with, so Gabriel Moreno gets the 1-out triple, and then the infield comes in. And this is where, like, at the moment, I'm like, man, it's the fourth inning. It's a 1-0 game, and you're bringing the infield in. But this is one of those instances where, like, the Pirates offense hurts the pitching, because I think any other team in that instance isn't bringing their infield in. But because the Pirates had their infield in, Alek Thomas fists one that lands basically, just into the outfield. It would have been caught. It would have been an easy catch by Adam Frazier if he was playing just a regular second base. But that brings in the second run, and you never know what the inning would have done had that just been caught for 2 outs. But then things start to unravel. He walks Jordan Lawler. He commits an error on a Corbin Carroll comebacker. And then Joey Wentz comes in, Ryan, and Joey Wentz looked really, really good after the fourth inning, but in the fourth,
I think he lowered his ERA, which is wild because he let in, all the inherited runners.
He absolutely lowered his ERA. He ended up, I mean, the stat line for Joey Wentz looks pretty good. 3 2/3 innings, 1 run given up. But I mean, going into today, Ryan, Joey Wentz had inherited 14 base runners on the season and had allowed 11 of them to score. So he comes in with the bases loaded today. All 3 runs come in. 14 out of 17 inherited base runners have now scored on Joey Wentz.
Is that bad?
That's
It seems
bad.
bad.
That seems bad.
That seems real bad.
So it's like, I don't know, maybe not bring him in those situations. Maybe let him start off with clean innings, because as soon as he got on the other side of that, he looked outstanding. But I thought at that point the game was over.
Right.
You're down 6-0 after 4. This offense hasn't scored 7 runs. Ryan, we had Pope Francis was still alive the last time the Pirates scored 7 runs. We've got a whole new Pope.
It's been a while. Yeah.
It's been a while.
But yeah, I tweeted in the first inning when Burrows was getting into trouble. I'm like, get Wentz up now, because Wentz had literally thrown 5 pitches this week. Like, he was fresh. You knew he was probably going to be, if somebody was coming out of the game early, it was going to be Wentz coming in. But he ends up coming in the 4th. And like you said, he lets every inherited runner score. And then after that, he settles in. And like you said, it's one of those, it's 6-0. The game looks like it's over. Now Wentz is settling in, of course, because, the game's already over. But it ended up being a pivotal performance by him, because he really kept the Diamondbacks off the board from scoring any more runs. And it led, it allowed the offense to actually do something for once and come back and win 9-6. So it was a weird, because it's like, I guess hats off to him, even though he allowed 3 inherited runners to score. But like you said, yeah, maybe just let him be the long reliever, but don't bring him in with inherited runners, because clearly that's not his thing this year anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, the inherited runners. I mean, you're right, because he ended up doing his job after that. I mean, at 6-0, I thought this game was over, but apparently the Pirates did it. The Pirates didn't, and Joey Wentz did put up, a scoreless 5th, a scoreless 6th, a scoreless 7th. So like, he really did allow this game to stay, I guess, within reach. Apparently, Ryan, no one thought it was within reach, but Joey Wentz kept it within reach at 6-0, and then. This is where the fun stuff starts. So, well, not so fun. Joey Bart, while taking warm-up pitches in the 5th, it looked like there was clearly something wrong there. He kind of looked like he was trying to throw up or vomit all over the field a couple times. He didn't, but he gets pulled. That just kind of seemed like some concussion-like symptoms to me. He did get hit in the head with a backswing earlier in the game. So again, I haven't heard anything. I'm sure that we'll have an update on that here shortly. But that could be bad if he needs to miss some time. Luckily, Andy Rodriguez's rehab is pretty much coming to an end here soon. So, that you do have some backup there if you need to. But Henry Davis comes in, and Henry Davis has been hitting the ball a little bit better as of late. But today against Corbin Burns in the 6th, 2-run homer, just absolutely crushes it, puts the Pirates on the board, makes it 6-2. I mean, Ryan, Henry Davis coming into today had a weighted runs created plus of 47. It's 79 now. So he upped it 32 points just
almost
today.
Doubled it
with a homer and a double that he had later in the game in the in that 8th inning. So I don't know, play Henry Davis a little bit more, Ryan. He's only played 18 games this year and had 54 plate appearances. Like he's playing like once or twice a week right now.
Yeah, they basically have him delegated to Paul Skenes, catcher. Like that's the start he gets, a week. And I mean, he jump started the offense today. And like you said, it was off of an injury. You don't want to see Bart get injured. And if it's a concussion, hopefully that is not something that lingers. But Davis does need to play more. This is one of those moves it's obvious to everybody else but the Pirates, because they always seem to finally make the right move late. And Davis came in, had the 2-run home run, got the Pirates on the board. He had the double later. And I mean, at this point, it's obvious to everybody else too. Like, Davis is the better catcher. Like, I think he calls a better game. I think he's a better defensive catcher back there behind the plate. And he needs more consistent at bats. Like this team for this, the only, we talked about this offense so much. What's going to save this offense? There's really nothing. The only thing that might save this offense is somebody like Henry Davis breaking out and like turning into a decent major league hitter. And the way to do that is you need consistent at bats. So play Henry Davis. Like it's obvious. Hopefully hopefully they play him more, not just because Bart's injured, but hopefully, yeah, he needs to get more time back there. He needs to get more consistent starts. Obviously, Skenes is pitching tomorrow, so Davis will probably be behind the plate starting, but he needs to play a lot more. And if he's, hopefully we look back on this game and point it out as Henry Davis's moment where things turned around for him. And that's the hope. That's really the hope for Henry Davis, for this offense, for this organization. But yeah, he needs to play more to do that.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't had a game like this since that 2-homer Ohtani game. Like he had those 2 home runs against Ohtani. Still the only player in baseball to ever do that in one game. And really since then, he's just been very. I mean, let's just face it, he's been a bad hitter really ever since then. And yeah, today, I mean, if you can go back and you can look at this as kind of like the springboard for a Henry Davis resurgence, or this is kind of the start of him turning things around, yeah, that would be great. It's just one game, but I mean, I think we've all seen he is seeing the ball better. He's putting the ball in play. He's hitting the ball hard. Yeah. The results haven't necessarily been there. As much. Yeah, he's not striking out as much. It's just he's not getting very consistent playing time. So, like, anytime you do feel like he's maybe getting it, then he sits for a day or two until he comes back. So, like I said, I don't know what's going to be going on with Bart here, but if Bart is out, it does give Henry Davis an opportunity to get some more at bats and get some more consistent playing time. So, it'll be interesting to see just kind of how that shakes out. But you mentioned the double too. Yeah, excellent piece of hitting there. I mean, in that 8th inning, let's talk about it. That was, I don't think the Pirates have had an inning like that all year long. I mean, they in the 8th inning, Kevin Ginkel comes in with a 6-2 lead. Henry Davis with a great piece of hitting. I mean, doubles to right center. It would have been a homer in 15 ballparks, including PNC Park. So, I mean, he, again, just saw the ball really well today. So Davis doubles, Canario singles. Canario had another really good game. Frazier strikes out. Tommy Pham with his 2nd infield single of the game. He got pretty lucky today.
Hey, if Pham's gonna have a couple infield hits a game, we'll take it. We'll take it. Well, that's like best case scenario right now.
Hey, if Tommy Pham's not hitting into double plays every at bat, I'll take it, to be honest.
Right.
So Pham gets the infield single that scores Davis. Brian Hayes draws a walk. So now you've got the bases loaded. All of a sudden, the tying run is on first base. The go-ahead run is up to bat. And Isaiah Kiner-Falefa just sneaks in a ground ball that hugs the third baseline, goes into the corner. He clears the bases. All 3 runs score. And all of a sudden, it's 6-6. And the Pirates have a runner on second with 1 out in the 8th inning. Just an outstanding comeback there. And the fact that they weren't even done was pretty crazy. Like, I was expecting, like, hey, they made that comeback, cool. They made the game fun again. But it's like, how now how are they going to blow it? Right. That's kind of how it was going to be. But they kept adding on.
Yeah, IKF, the only hit of the game, but it was a huge one. Like you said, bases clearing double. Dude, IKF is hitting 285 on the season. And I know average, but look at the averages in this lineup. Like 285's tops by a lot. So, I mean, IKF is doing his thing. But yeah, just a huge hit. Like you said, he snuck it in between the third baseman and the foul line and clears the bases. And yeah, they kept adding on. And then, dude, Bryan Reynolds, have a game. I mean, is he breaking out? Like, let's go.
Yeah. He needs to break out. And he's always been really, really good in June. Well, June is 3 days away now. It's technically May 28th. So You have 4 days to go. Maybe he's getting a head start on that because it's been a brutal first 2 months of the year for Bryan Reynolds. But yeah, today, 4 for 4 with a walk and the big swing coming in that 8th inning. Again, score tied at 6, 3-run homer off our old friend Jalen Beeks. And the Pirates take a 9-6 lead there. And I mean, just an outstanding comeback. Like I said, Reynolds 4 for 4, a double, 2 singles, the homer, his 7th of the year. I mean, all of a sudden the OPS is up to 652, which obviously isn't where it needs to be. But
Right.
I mean, coming into today, it was. I mean, he's been one of the worst position players in baseball up to this point.
Yeah, and he crushed that. I mean, he was having a good game, couple singles, like you said, the walk. He was on base 4 times, and then just comes up and and I think I text Lisa actually and was like, he better get this run in because it was under 2 outs, and he got the run in. Jim, he got all 3 of them in as he cleared the deck. So, it's great to see from Reynolds because we've been waiting for some glimpse of him just being like the old B-Ray. And like you said, it's a little early before June, but just a huge hit, and boom, the Buccos are up 9-6, and it's like, what just happened? So you mentioned they haven't had too many innings like that this year. Well, they haven't. So seven run 8th inning. The only other 2 big innings that they had this year. You have to go back to the Washington National Series in mid-April. They had a 5-run 8th inning on April 14th, and they had a 5-run 7th inning on April 16th against the Nats. And that was it. So 7-run inning, and just unbelievable. Like nobody saw this one coming, and just a huge comeback win. And like I tweeted out, those Don Kelly Buccos, they don't give up. They don't give up, Jim.
Don Kelly Buccos. That's actually incredible. So they've had 2 5-run innings this season, and those are their 2 best innings.
That was the high.
I mean,
and
I guess
the reason why I was able to find that quickly is because we've only scored more than 7 runs like 3 times this season. So there you go.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. I mean, this team went an entire month without scoring 5 or more runs in a game. So yeah,
Right.
them putting 7 runs together in one inning is just wild.
On the road, I mean, like you said, it didn't all come against Burns, but they got 2 runs off of Burns. But yeah, I mean, you got Burns on the mound, you're down 6-0, like you're on the road, like this game is over for the 2025 Bucs. But hey, kudos to the offense. They just kept going.
Yep. Again, make sure you get your hashtag raise it in the comments. We're going to be giving away some Primanti Brothers sandwiches at the end of the show. So make sure you get that in there. But yeah, so the Pirates take the lead after that huge inning. All of a sudden, they've got a lead now to hold. They go to the bottom of the 8th. Diamondbacks bottom of the order, 7, 8, 9 coming up. And this was a little surprising because I felt like the last time they did this, you could see the reason why. It was because Santana was facing the better part of the order. But today, 7, 8, 9 comes up. Dennis Santana comes in for the 8th, which makes you think, all right, well, I guess that means David Bednar's closing this one out. Santana just does what Dennis Santana has been doing all year long. 1, 2, 3, scoreless 8th, 2 strikeouts, 11 pitches, 8 strikes. Yeah. I don't know how this guy does it. Like because like you look at the stuff and you're like, there's nothing really like that crazy overpowering about it. But he just gets the job done every night, and he's so efficient. Just throw strikes, strikes. Hitters can't hit him.
The efficiency is it's amazing. Like I said, 11 pitches tonight. He's only had like 3 outings all year where he's thrown more than 20. And I was hoping he was going to come back out for the 9th, because that's the thing with him being so efficient. He could throw 2 innings in under 20 pitches, So it's like, well, we saw Kelly do that the other day. I get it. You don't want to kind of go to that well too many times. But yeah, they go back to Bednar, and we saw Bednar at the live tailgate, the game we were at. He closed out that game, and he looked good tonight. 2 strikeouts. It was like vintage Bednar. Look, I'll say this about the bullpen. like, yeah, Santana's there. I don't know if now Bednar's the closer or if we're just still playing matchups. I like the fact that, hey, if you have a lead in the 8th inning and you're going to your pen, go to Santana, because like we've seen, how many times have we seen Holderman or Baraki or somebody come in and blow it, and then you don't even get to use anybody else. So they go to Santana first. But like for this bullpen, there's really nobody else. So like Bednar, they need Bednar. They need Bednar to be David Bednar, for better or worse. But and he did the job tonight. But that's they're really they're limited on options for the back end of the bullpen. And we've seen, the bullpen's been taxed this week because they've played so many close games, and Kelly is primarily going to Santana and Bednar in those games. And I can't blame them. I mean, who else you going to?
Yeah. I thought Bednar looked outstanding tonight. He was flashing the splitter quite a bit too. When I feel like since coming back from AAA, he's mostly been fastball, curveball. Threw 4 splitters today. All 4 of those splitters generated swings, and 1 was a swing and miss, and 3 of them were foul balls. So like no one put his splitter in play, which was great. So he was outstanding, I thought. He picks up his 6th save of the year, and like the ERA is kind of creeping down to respectable. I mean, it's
under 5.
Yeah, I mean, it's 4.86, which is higher than what you'd want to see out of a your back end of the bullpen. But considering how the season started for David Bednar, he does seem to be settling in a little bit. I know he gave up some runs, over this past weekend, but yeah, he looks better than he did. And like, there's nothing that you see out of him where it's like, man, this is concerning.
Right.
But yeah, him and Santana just 6 up, 6 down with 4 strikeouts. It doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah. Hey, and since we talked about Henry Davis in the game, Pirates pitching didn't allow a run. All of a sudden, Wentz, they flipped the switch on Wentz there too with Davis in there. So that's what I mean. Like Davis he's the better catcher at this point. And Bart has become, like, if he's hitting, it's a singles hitter. So, like I said, we'll see what happens with the Bart injury. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, but yeah, you got to, I'm all aboard the Henry Davis train at this point, Jim.
Yeah, I was looking to see if there's any updates. I'm not seeing any yet, but I'm sure we'll get one soon. But yeah, I mean, 9 unanswered runs regardless. And like I said, Henry Davis was the catalyst there. He's the one who started it.
Yeah. We mentioned, what was that?
I said, I was going to say if it was sandwich time.
Oh, yes, it is. No, it was just because some of the comments here about, getting Moretta back, which should be soon.
Yep.
I still would like this bullpen with Majinski in it, but
I would love the bullpen with Majinski in it. That's
he's cosplaying as a starter at Indy.
Right. I mean, you look at and because you saw what Ashcraft did last night,
right?
And you're like, Majinski can do that. Like if you've got
right,
like that's what Majinski I think could look like out of the bullpen, is this guy who can give you multiple innings of like shutdown balls. So yeah, I don't know what they're doing there, but I feel like the bullpen could be a lot deeper than it is right now, because you're right. Yeah. Like right now, you're sort of relying on Santana, Bednar, and Ferguson kind of as your 3 main arms there, and then everyone else is just like, you just kind of put them in there, and you're like, hope they do okay. Hope they do okay. Right. You don't really have a whole lot of faith in them though, but yeah, it worked out today. Like I said, Joey Wentz ended up, the stat line looked good. And I said Santana and Bednar closing it out. But I think the main story today was just, it was incredible to see that offense, because we just haven't. Yeah. We haven't seen a performance like that out of these guys in what seems like forever.
Yeah, Penn says we got some Shugart disrespect tonight. Shugart's been good, and they've relied on him a lot. Like Shugart's pitched a lot recently, so yeah. he's been good. He's been fine, but Majinski should be there.
Yeah. No, I mean, I like what Shugart's been doing. So it's just, I don't know if I trust Sugar to pitch in like a tight game in the end. Like I'm still gonna be a little nervous, but yeah, I like what I've seen at him so far.
Yep. Yeah,
All
it
right.
was just an incredible win. It like you said, it has to be the game of the year for the Buccos.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like they've had a bunch of like walk-off wins and exciting wins, but like this comeback was impressive against the Diamondbacks. So
100%.
all right. Well, let's give away some sandwiches. You guys have been awesome. So let's see what we can do here.
1:06 in the morning here.
1:06 a.m. We're at 99 entries. Let's see if we can get to 100. So hashtag raise it. Put that in the comments. While we're waiting for that number 100 on there, want to give a shout out to Penn. Penn, member for 5 months. And Penn also with a super chat, $2 super chat there. Burrows is the next one getting a dope visit. Yeah. So but yeah, appreciate you guys. If you want to be a member like that, you can just hit the join button. It's 99 cents, gets you access to some emojis and all kinds of good stuff. All right, so we're at 103. We're at 103. Let's go ahead and give away some sandwiches. So we're gonna have 2 winners. Each of you will get 2 Primanti Brothers sandwiches. We're gonna go ahead and spin the wheel here. If you win, DM us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever your preferred social media is. DM us Lisa. Lisa with another win. The Pirates win in her home state, and she wins the Primanti Brothers. So
she's racking up the sandwiches.
I was gonna say, I think this is Lisa's second win in like the last week. So
yeah.
Yep. Shout out Lisa. We've already got your info, so we'll just make sure we get that out to you. But yeah, congrats. Let's go ahead and pick a second winner. And again, like I said, download the Primanti Brothers app, DM us your name and your email address associated with that account, and we'll get the sandwiches put in there. So second winner, Kenny Rizzi. Kenny Rizzi, congratulations. I've seen you in the comments all night long. There you go. He said this year is going to be fun. Now he's got 2 Primanti Brothers sandwiches coming his way. So Kenny,
I saw that comment and wasn't sure. I was like, has he seen this season so far?
Yeah. I was like,
hopefully it's fun from here on out, but
hopefully it's fun. It hasn't been a whole lot of fun so far, but Kenny wins 2 Primanti Brothers sandwiches. So again, DM us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever, your email, and we'll get those out to you. Or you can email us northshore9@gmail.com.
Jim, I'm so happy we got to do a different game.
This was way more fun.
We could have lost this game 11-10, and I'd have been happy. Like, it was just a different, it's just different. We got to talk some actual offense. Somebody hit a home run. Bryan Reynolds had 4 hits. Just amazing.
Reynolds had 4 hits. Canario 2 hits. Davis 2 hits with the homer. IKF the big double. Brian Hayes got on base twice. He didn't have a hit, but he got on base.
Well, as I said, we had 9 runs and Cruz went 0 for 5. That's absurd.
Yes, that is absolutely insane.
He's been the offense in 2025.
Yep.
Like, and he didn't really have much to. He scored a run. Like, I think he reached on an error. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just a crazy one. As I said, can't predict baseball. So, and now they have a chance. Skenes is on the mound tomorrow. Yes, you're facing Zach Gallen, which is a very good pitcher, but you have a chance to steal this series. And if it would absolutely be a stolen series if they win it.
I was just about to say that middle of this game, you're like, well, they can't win this series now, even with Skenes starting tomorrow. But now you have the chance to win that series. So tomorrow, Paul Skenes versus Zach Gallen. Pretty fun pitching matchup. Gallen hasn't had the best season. He's been giving up a whole lot of home runs. And been a little wild this year as well. Not
Jim,
his,
you know what that means?
Not his typical self.
We'll make him right tomorrow. You just wait.
It means he's due, right? Yeah. But yeah, Paul Skenes is going to be on the mound there against Zach Gallen. That's a 3:40 first pitch. So we'll be here with the post-game show immediately following that. And yeah, hopefully we're talking about a series win and we're giving away some more sandwiches tomorrow.
Let's do it. Let's win a series.
All right. Everybody in the chat, it is 1:10 in the morning. You guys are crazy sickos. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you're watching or listening to this after we're live, it makes sense to me that you're doing that. So appreciate you guys as well. Like the video, subscribe to the page, leave a review on the podcast if you're an audio listener. But yeah, do all that good stuff. But again, thanks everyone for joining us tonight. Pirates win 9-6. They are 20-36 on the year. Ryan, if we just reel off 16 more of these, we're right back in the thick of things.
Hey, I mean, we've seen crazier stuff, but I would be surprised at that. I not much surprises me, but that would surprise me.
Hey, they just scored 9 unanswered, 9 runs in a row. Maybe they'll just let's win 9 in a row.
Let's do it.
Let's
do it. Thanks everyone.
Right,
seriously, this is it's late, so thanks everyone for in the chat.
And you guys needed to keep believing.
So funny you played that because I was like, I am 100% playing that at some point in this post game, and then I forgot. So I love you. I love you dropping that.
There we go. Again, guys, you just got to keep believing. You got to believe. All right, we're out of here. Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace out, guys.
Peace.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in, whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube. If you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucs.